Hey guys! In this video we're making beautiful cowrie shell wire wrapped rings. They're a really simple design. We've got our cowrie shell just sitting on the top there and we've wrapped the wire through to secure them in place. For our design today we're using 10 inches of 20 gauge dead soft silver wire. Now we start by gently bringing the ends together and folding it in the middle here to start to bring that loop smaller. Now if you don't have a ring mandrel, that's okay, just use a large pen or something that's similar to your finger size. So holding it on the ring mandrel, bringing each end right around so we've got one full loop in the middle, and now pulling each end just to make sure it's nice and tight. Now grabbing our little cowrie shell. So we place it in the middle there with the bottom of the shell facing upwards. So we're going to place each end of wire down the opposite direction. Cowrie shells have a groove on each end so the wire sits in there nicely. So we take one end of wire and gently start feeding it down the cowrie shell out to the bottom on the opposite side. It's a little tricky just trying to hold that cowrie shell in place, but gently work with your wire. So that's one wire going in one direction. So just pulling that wire through a little bit so our cowrie shell sits in the right spot. Now doing the same from this other side, and the wire is going to sit in that little groove there. So sort of holding it and bringing the wire into that groove. It's a little bit fiddly, but once the wires are in place, they will hold that shell secure. So gently bending the end of wire around and placing it down the cowrie shell to come out the bottom on the other side. You can grab it with your pliers if that's easier. Gently working with your wires to pull them tight and pull that shell into the right position so it's sitting flat on the top of the ring. So your little cowrie shell should be secured on the top there. So just make sure your wire is pulled through as far as it can go. Now all that's left to do is to secure the ends of wire on each side of the ring. So you can take it off the mandrel now and you can sort of see where these ends are going to attach on the sides here. So turning the ring on its side, and you can just see this wire comes across those wires this way. So we gently bend from the end around and inside the ring, tucking it underneath there and slowly working it around so that we can have a couple of loops nice and tight and tidy coming around that ring band. That's going to secure our cowrie shell on each side. So just gently working your wire around so that we've got at least two nice tight tidy little loops around. So trying to keep both wires on the ring band sitting nice and flat and next to each other, and then gently working this end around the band. Once you're happy with it, you can lift that tail up on the inside of the ring, cutting it short and crimping it down nice and tight so there's no sharp edges. Making sure your loops are nice and close together and sitting nicely. Now doing the same on the opposite side as well. Now starting on the end of your wire, gently bend that around and inside the ring to bring it around those wires on the ring band. Now on this side we're trying to make it match with the other side as well, so however many loops you did on that side, you try and do on this side as well. So at least two loops around and keeping those loops nice and tight and tidy. Once you're happy, you can lift that tail up on the inside of the ring, cutting it nice and short, and then crimp it down tight so there's no sharp edges. So there's your simple cowrie shell wire wrapped ring.